Anatoly,
What?
listen, you're the old one here. Why don't you tell me what really happened?
Old? Watch your mouth, kid.
Well, I don't know the whole truth, but I'll tell you what I can. They say that not long before the catastrophe struck, people all over the world began to find strange things, stones more often than not, which emitted unidentified particles. As for where these things came from, nobody could say for certain. A theory almost immediately emerged that it was this radiation that led to animals mutating. An international organization was formed, as was oh so fashionable back then, the so-called Worldwide Scientific Council. This organization studied how this unknown radiation caused living organisms to mutate. And of course, the first thing that they did was think up a name for the particles and for the radiation itself. NDP radiation. There were still a few mutated animals back then, and they were like cute kittens compared to the beasts that roam the wastelands now. But the first research projects confirmed that this NDP radiation causes serious mutations in animals. As for people, for some reason the radiation affected them entirely differently. Even a small amount applied to damaged tissue caused it to regenerate far more quickly. The body quickly recovered from illnesses, and even serious wounds could be healed using nothing but this radiation. On top of that, many other positive attributes were observed in practically all areas of science. The scientists couldn't have been happier. It was like manna from heaven to them. The discoveries came one after the other. New instruments and medicine. They learned to use sources of the radiation as power sources. How do you think some devices still work to this day? And thought up all kinds of other uses for it. But then, one fine day, the catastrophe struck. I was still just a kid back then. All I remember is multicolored rays appearing in the sky. Then everything suddenly went dark. I heard heavy peals of thunder, the heaviest I'd ever heard. The wind picked up. Stones fell from the sky. It was terrifying. The cities were in the grip of panic and chaos. People trampled each other, running wherever they could, just trying to find cover. It was a horrible sight. My mother and I hid in our basement, and my father tried to save as many people as he could. Then it all suddenly stopped. The night of nightmares was over, and day broke. Wow! And then what happened? Just listen and don't interrupt. Many people died that night. All the largest cities were destroyed. All that we call civilization